So I'm on the BJJ Fanatics website, and I see 3 new videos by some guy named Thomas Radzinski. You familiar with that guy at all?
Nope, absolutely not.
No? Well, he's got some good stuff. 3 brand new videos. They're getting amazing reviews, which is good to see as well. But you got to tell us about them real quick?
Yeah, I had, you guys already know, but I had opportunity to go to Boston, shoot 3 more instructionals, 1 on butterfly hook, complete guide for butterfly hook, 2 wrap, lapel, and submit them, and 3 we have taking the back. It's particularly designed for guys for over 40 because there's no climbing involved. All the back takes are on the ground. Very, very full and effective system. So dip into it. I'm really hoping that this is going to help your jiu-jitsu and really take it to the next level.
BJJfanatics.com. Just search ROZDZ. We have all had that situation where after class is when we want to ask a question. And Thomas, a lot of those questions you've already answered, right, at Ask a Black Belt.
Yeah, it's another podcast that I'm running. It's on podcast, all podcast platforms, plus on YouTube. You can find it anywhere. Just search for my name, search for Ask a Black Belt. At this point, over 100 episodes, different questions, jiu-jitsu, life-related, but something that everybody comes across, and often these questions sink in our mind, but we don't ask for whatever reason. So if that benefits you, go there, listen. It actually might help your jiu-jitsu, might help your life as well. And if you have any questions, find me on Instagram and drop me a line. I'll be happy to answer your question and mention your name during the episode.
Welcome to Raw Radio.
And we're live.
I don't know if I hit the button in time for the clap. There we go.
Now we can go?
Yeah. Now we can go.
You guys are learning the dynamic behind the microphone.
The all-important clap.
If Gary doesn't give all clear, I cannot clap.
Well, I'll just be searching for the clap. I won't know where to start. It'll take me an extra 5 seconds to figure it out.
We often say the stories make the show.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't that a great story?
It was a good one. It was all right. I've been there. Yeah, not on the mat.
From personal experience?
Yeah, not on the mat though. But I've experienced very, very similar situations. So listen to the episode to hear what we're talking about.
All I'm gonna say is, if you gotta go, you gotta go.
You gotta go. Yep. And if you tap because of what we're talking about, it's fully justified and understandable, because you don't want to be that guy. You
gotta
be known
listen.
as that guy.
Well, you gotta listen to Charles' story. I mean, it's. I'm still laughing. It was a good one.
Yeah,
but he's an interesting guy, right? Somebody who is the younger generation of jiu-jitsu. He's obsessed with teaching. He's obsessed with analyzing data, relaying the data or relaying the information to others. I did not know that he comes from educational background. He has a degree in education. I did not know that.
Yeah,
So
he minored in
major physics and then minor in education.
Education. Yeah.
A smart dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Smarter than me for sure.
Yeah. No question.
You always know how to throw a punchline. Jeez.
But there was a lot to take away, and I don't know what do you feel? What did you take?
First of all, I feel like this episode almost didn't happen.
There was stuff getting in the way. Yeah, family stuff for you, and he's jet lagged. If you don't know, he travels constantly. If you go to his webpage and you scroll through like the upcoming events, it's endless. It just keeps going.
Seminars.
He's like, oh my God, this poor guy.
Oh. Wow, he's not so poor. He in a sense of experiences. He loves that stuff. He loves
his life.
Yeah,
and I wished more people felt that way.
Yeah,
because I think we'd be in a much better place.
Well, that's one of the things I said on the show. I wish people had the similar outlook as he does, and he doesn't travel because of money. He most travel as a freedom to explore things and get to know cultures and really interact with people, get to know people, connect and create a relationship.
I love his outlook on life.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. It was just a great conversation. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. I completely blanked. I got Gary moments.
Yeah, there's a couple different things, right, that we took away, and I know you were big on him teaching and things like that, but I really feel like that outlook that he has on life in the last 20 minutes or so of the episode of him talking about, like, you know, we call the mat the equalizer, and I think people look at that in a lot of different ways. It's like, oh, the person who is much more successful in life is the same as the other person on the mat. But I think, you know, for me, I was looking at it a little differently today.
Okay.
Excuse me. And it's the equalizer in a different sense of it brings us together and makes us equal, where we can then have this shared experience, and the things that divide us, that don't make us equal, are less important, whether it's religion or finances or political viewpoints or philosophical differences. It doesn't matter. You know, he was talking about going all over the world, and people tell him, you know, like, oh, I can't believe you're going there. And he's like, there's great people there. Mm-hmm. I've been there. It's a great experience. Or he comes back and he was like, you know, well, of course there's these things, these bad things in different places all over the world, no different here. But he meets amazing people in the jiu-jitsu community everywhere he goes. And I think that, that to me is becoming more of the equalizer. Because we have this shared experience, this bond, these things we've been together through, we can, those other things that divide us seem less important.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, okay, if that thing's not quite as important to me, I'm sure there's something about me that isn't as important to him. And now we can have a broader view of the world, or even just our own small town or whatever, your suburb, your city, that makes us more equal. Therefore we can do things together. And I think live a better way of life and have a better outlook on life.
Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't say anything. I mean, you really nailed it.
Right.
You really
cool.
nailed it.
It's 5.5 minutes in.
Oh,
see you later.
Jesus.
I know, right? We got to do at least another 12 minutes or so of this.
Plan B.
Yeah.
But so, you know, I agree with the fact that, one, our lives are so busy. It doesn't matter what you do. Just life is busy, especially in this country. I think in Europe and other parts of the world might be a little bit slower, but this country is very dynamic. We're always chasing our own tail, or, you know, trying to figure out what our neighbor is doing and outdo them and all that, and chase the career and get a new car and all the other things. Like, there's always chasing. No matter what you're chasing, everybody's chasing something. And I think the mat is providing one of those environments. It doesn't matter who you are. Honestly, like, I don't know another sport, and maybe they are, and I'm not discarding that, but Jiu-Jitsu mat is the only world or place that I know where you can have a doctor, a lawyer, somebody who is in high school, and somebody who maybe is a CEO, and then electrician, and then plumber, all on the same mat, with different level of education, different compensation points in their life, different age, different gender, different color, different religion outlooks. And they all are in the same room with the same purpose of being part of this, mm-hmm. challenging themselves mentally and physically. And they all trying to beat the crap out of each other, and then high-fiving and smiling literally a few minutes later.
Yeah.
There's not many environments like that. And I think that speaks volumes in regards to the safety of that room, mm-hmm. mentally and physically, but also to the non-judgmental environment that often takes place in jiu-jitsu. And granted, just like Charles said, there was always an asshole, there was always a jerk in the room, right? There's always one somewhere.
If you can't find it, it's you.
You can't find. Who said that? That was
I
fun.
said that.
You said that?
Yeah.
If you can find it, it's you. But for the most part, I think in 99% cases, you know, the mat is the
Equalizer, where the world disappears and we all equal, we all the same, and we are here with the one purpose, to have fun. I should say disconnect first, have fun, get better, challenge ourselves, push ourselves, and then continue building some of these great relationships. I don't know about you. Do you have a lot of friends outside of jiu-jitsu?
Well, there's extenuating circumstances, but
Which we will not talk about.
I still have some very, very close friends from before I started jiu-jitsu. But I mean, you end up spending so much of your life wrapped up in it or around it that most of the people that you communicate with on a daily basis are in that same world, and I don't think it's like that for a lot of other activities or sports or whatever you want to call it. Because it's like, I don't know if I'm thinking about this correctly or not, but let's say you play pickup basketball every weekend and you're 40 years old. You're probably not going to get any better at basketball than you were earlier. But at jiu-jitsu, you can still progress. You can still get better. You can still learn new things because it's infinite. And I think that part of it keeps you gravitated around those people that are doing the same thing, right? So that's kind of where those other friends that you probably still have, but you just don't talk to as much. There's still. Can everybody hear Edgar?
Jesus Christ! I was about to say I can't hear you because he's forgetting. We are recording this while kids' classes are running,
and so those you don't see those people as frequently anymore because you're going to the academy and then you hang out after, or you build those bonds, and that's what carries over to your day-to-day life. So long-winded, not as
I don't
many.
know if you can or cannot get better. I cannot speak to that, but I do think that a lot of other activities don't give us the same stimulating factor as jiu-jitsu does, right? And I'm not saying that basketball is not mental, that you don't have to think, or hockey or baseball, whatever you play, softball or checkers. I think all of them do. But the level, I do think, the level of comprehension and troubleshooting that takes place on the jiu-jitsu mat, it's much higher,
and I think
than some of the other. So I will be actually curious. So if you're listening to this, drop us a comment, whether it's Instagram or YouTube. I would love to hear from you. If you play two other sports besides jiu-jitsu, which one is stimulating you more? Is there another activity that would push you mentally and physically as much as jiu-jitsu does? I'm actually curious about this.
I think a lot of it has to do with most of what you said was team sports. So you can rely on other people. Mm-hmm. Individual sports, you're relying only on yourself in the moment, right? In the moment. And then I think even individual sports outside of jiu-jitsu, like you can say tennis. I can't think of anything else right now off the top of my head.
Swimming.
Yeah. I don't think that the stakes aren't as high, right?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, they're not. Nobody's trying, when you're in the pool, nobody's trying to choke you. You're just trying to go as faster than that person.
Here's an idea.
They're doing
jiu-jitsu in the water.
I've seen it. It's so Listen, man, maybe it helps your training. I don't know. Who am I to judge? But man, does it look stupid. It looks so stupid. And I guess maybe it's helping you with your cardio because you can't breathe and you're under the water and you're doing, but it looks like slow motion jiu-jitsu underwater. And it's just, to me, it looks pretty damn ridiculous.
Just admit it. That's what you do on weekends. That's why we don't see you on that's why
I'm
we don't see you on Sunday.
Underwater. No, I'm doing Tai Chi underwater because it looks really cool and fluid, all that stuff
on there. Here's a challenge for all of you guys who are listening. If you take a picture of Gary doing Tai Chi, I want that shot.
In the pool. Under the water. So, yeah. And if you want to do jiu-jitsu in the pool with me, I'm not going to do it.
I'm
not game for that one. So, all right.
Before this goes any more
What the
awkward
hell
than
are
it
we
is,
talking
I don't
about?
know. This
Outlook. I guess I have a pretty crappy outlook on underwater jiu-jitsu.
clearly,
So
clearly.
I'll have to spend more time on the mat to open my horizons to underwater
Here's a
jiu-jitsu.
talk about goals.
Yeah.
Later.
All right.
Thank you for listening to Raw Radio. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to leave us a review and help us make the show even more amazing. For future episodes, check out our website and follow us on all major podcast platforms. Take care.